name's Elizabeth Welsh. Are you? And what do you think of the stories that are going around about these drug scams? Huh. You know, it feels like every time you go into the doctor's office, usually for what you would think is a pretty legitimate reason, your health is not quite what you want it, and you're talking away to him about the problems and what you're experiencing and whatnot, and instead of perhaps just giving you some very good advice, because sometimes that's all you really need, is just good, sound advice. Oh no, nah, that'd be too easy. He's got to write out that little prescription. You know, sometimes I begin to wonder if I'm going into the doctor's office and I'm going to ask him which trip he's taking now that I'm going to be paying for with my health. Well, let me tell you a little story. Maybe I'll tell you two of them. When I was a child, I used to get bronchitis every single time my parents went away on a holiday. My poor nanny would have to contend with this. They'd be away for 3 weeks, and here I am hacking and coughing. And I think the point here is when my parents were away. And invariably, the doctor was called in. I'd be coughing and coughing and coughing all night. And my poor doctor would be called in, and he'd come out, and he was such a darling man. And he would rub my chest with Vicks. He would put me into a steamy bathroom, and never once issued any prescription for any medicine. I might be given cough syrup of some sort, but no prescriptions, no ampicillin or all those other things that we now issue to our children. He would go away, I'd go to sleep eventually, and eventually I would get better. Of course, my parents would come home and I'll be well. There was no medication there. It was just good common sense. But now we go into the doctor and, oh gosh, we got to have a prescription. Why? And what's it doing to us? Is it making us better? No, it really isn't, folks. I really wish that people could understand that doctors are very, very good at their work if they would just get back to life values and understanding the body instead of listening to the pharmaceutical companies and feeling that they have got to try you out on all the latest thing. Another story that comes to mind is when I went to a doctor for a very serious problem, an endometrial hyperplasia, and she proceeded to tell me that she wanted to put me on Provera. And I got this sort of glazed look on my face as she told me what Provera was all about, and that I wasn't going to like it, and that it would probably cause all kinds of side effects that I wasn't going to like, and that I would probably go back to her and she would probably have to operate on me. And I'm looking at her and thinking, Gabs, not wanting that at all. And she said, well, when I do do a hysterectomy, I take everything. And I'm looking at her thinking, no, you're not. You're not touching me. And I simply smiled at her very sweetly and said, okay, well, let's print all this stuff off, and I'm going to go down to a doctor in the United States that I know. Oh, well, you're certainly entitled to a second opinion. Fine, yeah, that's what I'm going for. And I took that and faxed my doctor with the company that I'm with, and he got in touch with me and told me exactly what to do, that I was to stay on all the vitamins that I'm already on, especially our Balanced Woman and our sublingual B12-6 and folic acid, and to take extra B6 and a good daily vitamin, which was our Vita Daily at that time, and to go on a vegetarian diet, to avoid all meat and certain vegetables that had hormones in them. Fine, okay. I did that. I did it for 6 months. which wasn't hard to do because it was summer, thank goodness. And I love vegetables, so that was quite an easy thing to do. And I started to feel a lot better. No drugs, just a good, sensible diet. And 6 months later, I went back to my doctor, and we had another test, and I was absolutely fine. Folks, trust me, a lot of the time, you just need to change your lifestyle. And that's what I did. I simply changed my lifestyle. Now, I have gone back to eating meat, but I'm pretty careful. I buy my meat at the market now. I buy it in an organic form. And I do eat an awful lot more vegetables, and a lot of the time I try to eat them raw. I've cut a lot of sugar out of my diet. I supplement that with maple syrup or maple sugars, which you can get at health food stores. And, you know, I do my exercises, I do my deep breathing, I drink lots of water, and I take my vitamins. And I'm very religiously take my vitamins. And you really just don't need to be worrying about, you know, the doctors, so you got a little bit of high blood pressure. If it's extremely high, yes, you need to do something about it. Maybe you need to go on medication for a short time. But when you get that prescription, check it out, and don't check it out with some pharmacist. He's just going to go, yeah, whatever. Check it out. Look at it. Look it up on the internet. Research it. See what else. See what it's going to deplete. What is that medication going to deplete in your system in the natural nutrients? And find out and supplement yourself with that to protect yourself. To protect yourself from getting worse. Because when you get on medication, it's going to affect the nutrients in your body. So if you counteract that, you're going to have a lot better chance of getting your health back. And if I could be of any help, I would love to be of help. And the information's here, and I'd love to hear from you. God bless.